Hello and welcome to the episode 4, and today we are adding a configuration to this plugin. I will do this very properly, so this will be a little bit longer video, but I'm not sure how long this will be actually. I'll try to go over this fast while still informing you about everything. So what we will start is we create a new Java class in the player parameter. We will call it config or configuration. It does not matter. I will just call it config because why not? And with this easy. In our main class, we wanna add the configuration here, so let's do let's actually talk very fast about, if you don't know about how these public private things work, so we can have let's do int e1 here. This is integer. Just wait, I will actually no I will do I will do shortcuts very fast. So I have here delete a line. I will unbind this, and then I have dot. Copy lines, Control Alt down. I will change this to Control D because I like to press Control D to double line, so we add this integer back. I can do this way. So we have here 4 variables. We can have 4 types of visibility. We have private, we have nothing, we have protected and public. So private can only be seen by this thing here. This can be seen by these all things here. This can be seen by these all. And if we have any sub packages here, we don't have, but if we have like sub folder under these, they can also access it. And public can be accessed from everywhere. How we wanna do this won't be like this because we have everything here, but I will just make it public because it doesn't really matter. Let's make it config and let's call it config also. And then we will go back into the config. So we wanna start by initializing the config. So let's type public config. And this will be runned this part of the code when this gets initialized, and it can happen here. Let's type config equals new config. So now this part of the code happens here. And what we wanna do, we wanna create a couple of variables. We want to have private configuration. Let's do also final configuration config. And then we go over here and we will import the Bukkit configuration. And let's do also new config. I will soon explain why we want to have 2 configs. Now this is saying that these 2 are not getting initialized, so we will say config equals new configuration now we have to pass the file to this. So let's create a new file. File file equals new file. Then we will import java.io file. And now we have to give this argument, which is the path for the file. And for that we need to actually get these plugins like path. So we will take it from here. So we want final velco comer. We go just to plugin also. So let's just do that because it doesn't really matter. So now we will get plugin get data folder. So this data folder is actually a folder. So it will be this plugins folder, and there will be a new folder, and it's basically same as this plugin name, so it will be called player welcomer. So that's it. And then we will add the file name, and it will be config.yml. So this file can be also called settings or something, but config.yml is how it's normally typed. YML is because the code language is yet another, what it was called, I don't remember. I think it was even renamed at some point for some reason. And then we will initialize this, and also new config, it's same way. And once again, this is final. We will wanna make the folder if it has not been made yet, so we will take file get parent get parent file. Yeah, mcoders, this will make the directives. And then we will actually check if file is if the file does not exist, or the file is directory, we wanna file dot delete file dot create new file, and we have to catch it with try catch. And we will also add this another time here. So this will delete the file if it's directory and make new file there. Let's make this a little bit smaller, just because we can. I like to do this a lot, to make this just one line long. So this is will basically throw error if it can't create the new file. And then it will create the config. Then I will make an public void load here, so it will load the configuration. It's actually let's do prepare the file config file here. So we will basically do this, but we will make that to be the config file. will recreate the new config here because we can. We don't even need this to be there. We can just move this here because this will be just used once. So we do config.load. First we initialize this new config. We do config.load. Let's add some config options here. So let's do public string welcome message. So this will be the message, and what we will do is config get property, and let's call it message. So config get string message, and if there is no string yet, we will add a default message here. That's welcome. Let's make some kind of variable here. Let's make this player exclamation mark. We can see that we have the, where is this code? We have the current welcome message is green, gold, green. So let's also make that in here. So let's do just this way. This is the same thing, exactly same thing. Welcome player, and with the colors it looks like that. So this is exactly same message as this. So we will this string returns this message entry from the config. So we will set welcome message this. Then we will add this to new config. New config. Set property message, and the value of that will be welcome message. So basically, if we do it this way, it will set this either it will load if the file exists. If the file does not, if the file is empty, it will just load this default message into this, and then it will set the new config with this enter to contain that, and then we will do new config.save, and it will save the new config to the file. So why we are not just saving the old config? So this will also add the config options if they are missing. And the reason we are not doing this to the old config is that if there's something else typed into the file, this will load it, and then it will save that other things also that file. And we don't want that. We wanna make like this very clear configuration. So we just save this new config as is. So yeah, I think that's it. This will load. This will also save it. Yeah. Let's also call it load from here, so it will always load it when it's created, so we get the message to work. So now this shows that we can't just start it like this because the configuration wants this plugin here. So we can just add this, and once again it will send this extend Java plugin, and this Java plugin actually extends the normal plugin, so it will send that into the config. So now we wanna use the message from that config here. So let's get the config here. First we will do click welcomer final config, and then we also will do here the final config. Yeah, we wanna set this config to be config. So this config is basically this, and this config here is the here. So we will set this value what event this is loaded with. And we wanna set the, actually we don't wanna do that. If we wanna do the config reloading. So yeah, now we have the config field. So we can remove all this and we can set player message config dot welcome message. But that's not all we have to do. You remember this player field we created here. We wanna also set that. So we will replace this with player dot get name. And now this will give the player this. So player this. We also wanna set the config to the player. And before we run this, we will also add a command that reloads the configuration. So let's add. We will just call this command player welcomer. Description loads configuration. Let's add permission for it, and it will be player welcome dot reload. Then let's create it that permission here. Let's do that. Operators can only do that command. This is pretty much everything we have to add here. Let's put the version number also. Let's press F5 to reload this and then export jar file. Change the version number. Actually exported it with wrong name and I overwritten the old version of the plugin, so that happened. So it's lost media now. Normally I like to save the old versions, but well, it's gone now. Gotta be careful with that. So now if we start the server, we can see that this version of player welcomer has started, and if you go to plugins folder, there is actually a new folder called player welcomer, and we open this, there is message, and here's the message. Welcome player, and if we now go into the server, we can see that the welcome message works. But if I type message welcomer, I mean player welcomer, we don't get anything because we don't have the command yet. I forgot to add the command, but we have the beginning work for the commands. So let's again type the command. To save time, I will just open the colors plugin and steal the code from here. Joinks. It's mine now. It was already, but here we have the code from that another plugin. So the thing we will change now is that we don't need any of these. We will just do say player that config has been reloaded, and then we will do config equals new config is. So this basically reloads the config. So if we now export it, it's renamed correctly. We start the server. It says we should not be able to do this command. Player welcomer, but we are able to do this command. I will look later into, but are we like OP? Let's check what I have done wrong here. Well, simple solution is to add also another check for the permission if it does not work. I'm not sure, do we actually need some permission plugin for it to actually start working, or do we have to like change the Bukkit settings? So we will just do player welcomer reload. So we will check that sender has permission. And if player does not have permission, then we will send okay, you don't have permission to do that. So we will do that. And that's it. That's good. Nice sort for this. We have to reload this once again. It's not a misclick. You don't have permission to do that, but if I do the command from here, you can see that config has been reloaded. So let's test, does it actually reload this? Let's say welcome player to this server. Now if I do this, it will reload the command, and if we leave and back, it will just say welcome test person. There is actually a very good reason for that. Because when I was making this plugin, I didn't think I would add config reloading. We are setting this to new variable, this config, so anything we do here does not affect here. And this is also public for no reason. So what we will do, we will add main, and let's call it plugin. And then we'll take the config that way. From here we will send this instead. So basically we are sending this whole class in here and saving it in this variable, and then we are getting this, asking this class here, getting the config, that's this field here, and getting this welcome message, which is here. So now the message actually changes. If we now export this, then we can start this game again. Welcome test version to this server. Nice. Let's make it this different style of blue. Actually, let's make it this way. This way. Or maybe this is just good. To this amazing test server. And now we don't need to restart the server. We can just type player. And now it has been reloaded. So now open this welcome test version to this amazing test server. It works. So this is basically it. And there is not really anything else to add here. Now what I want to do is thank you for watching this episode. Actually, did we wanna let's do one more thing to this. This message comes very fast. It just like comes to. Let's make small delay for it. So let's add that also into the configuration. So let's add public int delay. And then let's copy these two and add delay here. And let's change this variable name also delays. Let's do 1 and get. Let's actually do it as ticks, so it's 20 is 1 second basically. That's how ticks work. And now, because the server runs 20 ticks per second, so now we can add small delay to this message. And how we add this, we have to schedule and delete task. So what we will do is we will first get server. We will get it from, let's actually get it from player. Player, get server, then get scheduler, and then we will schedule a task. It's schedule sync delete task. With this one does it right away, and this allows us to put an how long will it wait before it does it. We want that. It wants the plugin. We already have it here, so let's type plugin. Let's return to the runnable. This last argument will be the time from the config, so plugin config delay. And now we have to do an runnable. We can either do runnable in new class, or because this is just a very small thing, we'll do the runnable right here. So that is done by typing new runnable. Then we'll just type. This is the runnable basically. Then we add public void run and another pair of these. And here we can type the code of stuff. So yeah, this is not the nicest way to do this, but this is fastest and most very compact way to do this, so that's why I do this a lot. But we can also do a new class, make it extend the runnable and add this void there, and then we can just type the class name here. But this works just fine also. So now it will actually create a new field that's 20 ticks, and it will do it by default. It will be 1 second later. So if we now export this plugin. Then we restart the server, so the new code gets running there. See, it does not come right away, but it comes after a little while. So yeah, that's everything I want to do in this episode. One more thing we actually can do is let's bump this version to 1.0.0 because this plugin is now ready. Oh, and let's also rename that mine thing. I don't really like it, that it's called mine. So I will copy this player welcomer text because I don't want to type it. I will right click and there's a refactor rename. And I will rename it here. And make sure you have this update references checked. So basically what it did, it renamed this file, it also renamed it to here. I think that was pretty much everything. It also renamed it here for us. So then let's press F5 again because we have changed this. Oh, we also have to type it here because the main class is now called player welcomer. Then we can export this ER file, and this is version 1.0. There's no real difference to this version, so we can remove that. And now we can start the server. It works just as like before, but if we do plugins, we can see we have many plugins here, and we can do about player welcomer. Okay. We can see this is version 1.0.0. Yeah, that's everything for this episode, and once again, thanks for watching and see you in next one. I'm not sure yet will I do any more of these tutorials. This is pretty much the basics and a little more, okay, well, only basics. Everything is basically just this, but I think you should like put comments what you wanna see next. Something I would maybe like to show you in future is like how to do Git things, so you can actually open a Git VF and install Git to your computer and use the Git versioning system. That's something I would like to do in future, but for now I will for now I will not do it right away after this, but that's something I would maybe like to do in future, and also show you how you can decompile other plugins and edit them, because a lot of the plugins are very old, because this is over 10 years old version of Minecraft we are working after all, and all the plugins are unmaintained and old, so they have a lot of bugs that have been found over the time, and yeah, a lot of them need patching if you have any bigger server that has a lot of plugins. So that's something I maybe will also make tutorial of later. But for now this is everything, and thanks for following this series, and please give feedback in comments and any questions, or if you wanna see tutorial about something, I could do it and that kind of stuff. But yeah, bye.